All right. These were the injuries here. The guys that didn't practice, at least. Fulton, Taylor, Watson, everybody else is gone and has done a good job. Just a shout out to Tyron for a great career. Matthew, what a great career he had. The game will miss him, miss his energy. Definitely an energy giver, great leader. Hopefully he gets into coaching because he'd be a heck of a coach if he decides to go that way. He'd be tremendous. But we wish he and his family all the best going forward here. With that, it's been great to get out here, get these days in. We've had 3 really good days of work where we get 1s against 1s, 2s against 2s, 3s against 3s. So there's some competition there and some good solid work. It's a ramp-up period. We've got another day or 2 of this, and then we start right in with pads and on Sunday. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
You mentioned Tyron Matthew to kick this off. What was your reaction when you heard that he was retiring? And secondly, what's his legacy in your opinion?
Yeah, well, the legacy is great ball skills, great player, great guy. Always been a team captain everywhere he's been at, including here. He got a Super Bowl championship here, and he was a leader on defense. So I think he'll leave all that behind. But and that's not even talking about being. If he chose to do that throughout his career, he probably would have set all the records of punt returner. So he was tremendous at that. Anyway, I could go on and on about him. The honey badger. That'll be part of the legacy also. He would sit on the bench there and he'd make all kinds of funny noises. You know, not only did he have the blonde hair, but he'd be over there making all those noises. But what a great kid! Loved coaching him.
Reid Humphrey, I wonder if you could sum up what he's meant to you guys, and what do you think enables his success?
Yeah, well, and he's still young, so he's a very good athlete, great balance, ex-wrestler, great balance and upper body strength. He's got lower body, one of the stronger guys on the team, and he's got a nice feel for the game. Plus, he's very intelligent. Yeah.
Andy, what do you think of Taekwondo so far?
Yeah, I like what I've seen. He's working hard at it. He's made some big catches out here, working his routes, playing physical in his transition game there. So you just got to keep coming. Right? We're still young in this thing, so we got to keep bringing it here.
How does Simmons and Moore look so far at your tackle spots?
Yeah, they've done some good things. They're getting better. They get better and better every day. So it's been good that way. Young guys working. So, looking forward to getting in pads. It's hard to evaluate them and doing this, but it's we'll see how they do with the pads on.
Andy, early impressions of Jalen Royals too. Your rookie receiver, Jalen Royals.
Yeah.
Just early impressions of him.
Yeah. So he looks like he's very smart because we're in our 3rd install here today, and we load him up with plays early, and he's been able to retain a lot of the things the newer stuff that we introduced to him before, and the new stuff we've introduced now. So that's a good sign. And then he's made some catches. You've seen it out here. He's made some catches, and does he have a long way to go? Yeah, well, he's got to keep working and work through all of this, and we'll see how it goes when everything's flying.
Andy, what have your impressions been of Gardner Minshew so far, leading the second team? He's been around the league, a lot of different systems, how he's adapted to your offense.
Yeah, you can see that with Gardner. You can see that he's smart. He's got good accuracy, poise. I think it's great to have him here. We're pleased to have him here, and you kind of have a heads up because he's actually started in games, so you kind of know how he handles the pressure in that. So we liked what we saw on tape, and I've seen the same thing here. So he should be fine.
Coach, you might have the best view of anybody because you're standing behind Patrick during practice. Are there still moments that you see him do something even on a day like this but just be like, geez, where did that come from? Or are you just so focused on what's going on that it doesn't kick in sometimes?
No, I tell the coaches this all the time. You never take that for granted. So appreciate every one of those throws he makes because you don't get that very often in a career and as a coach. And Yeah, absolutely. There are times I go, whoa, that was pretty good right there now. So, yeah.
Coach Reid, after the heavy workload last year, what are you expecting out of Kareem Hunt this year?
Yeah, you know, he's had an off season. He kind of missed 2 off seasons there, and he had this off season. He worked hard. Now he's coming into training camp. He's in good shape, and I would expect good things. He'll be in there rotating and doing his thing, and he's just a good, solid football player, man. I love having him here.
I'm curious of what you thought of bringing Sewell to bring him aboard, and how valuable is it having a fourth tight end if you choose to do that?
Yeah, so Brett gets the credit for that one. He loved him and loved what he saw, and so far the kid has done a nice job. Again, let's see how he does when things get going, but he's working in there. Looks like the quarterbacks trust him. They're throwing it to him, so it's positive. Yeah.
Last one, Nate.
Andy, he's been with you the longest, I should say, but I know it's just 3 days in. Any difference you're seeing in the way Travis is moving before you get to pads?
Yeah, he's svelte right now. It looks like he's 20. He's doing a good job. He's in great shape, and I'm not sure he didn't come in first on the whole conditioning thing. He was right up front. You can see he's been working out. You saw him yesterday on the long one where he had the burst, and so he's doing a nice job. He's worked hard to get to this spot here. So.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Reid, how happy were you for Trey Smith to sign that long-term deal? What's that mean that he'll be next to you for several years now here in Kansas City?
Yeah, super pumped. I mean, he deserves every penny of it. He's a great player, obviously, but just being able to have that chemistry built with him, just seeing how he works, how he leads, it's a huge deal for the room. So really excited to have him.
What are the challenges working with 2 new tackles?
Yeah, just I think just getting the chemistry down with the offensive line, so that's why camp's really good for this. You get a ton of reps in, ton of looks against Spags defense, so it's preparing you all for the season. So we're excited about it. We got some really good talent in that room right now, and it's going to be a really good competition.
Stu Mati is making that transition to guard. He's competing for that spot next to you. What have you seen from him, and how's that building chemistry with him in a new spot?
Yeah, he's been doing awesome. He's a great player, extremely talented, obviously, and he works really hard. So it's been really good to see how he's been working and how he's taken on the new role and has adapted to it, learning a new position and everything. And he's done a really good job with it. Physical player, talented player, athletic as well, and he's picking up the playbook really well. So we're excited about him.
We had a couple of the diversity fellowships in with Juan Castillo and Cam Irving. What's been an experience of working with both of those?
It's been awesome. Cam played here, so he knows the system really well. He's been, in a few different spots in the league, so he has a ton of knowledge. And he's awesome to work with. Connects really well with the players too, and he's a mentor that you can look up to because he's been in the shoes before. He knows the experience, he knows everything about it. So he's been a really good asset so far. And then obviously Juan Castillo, a highly respected guy in the offensive line community. Everybody knows him, so he's someone that has a wealth of knowledge, just really smart, understands technique really well, and he loves working with guys. He's been having a lot of fun being able to teach techniques and hang out with the guys and just kind of share his wisdom. So it's been really good to have both of them.
What was it like landing on that?
First All-Pro selection this past season, you were named to the NFL Top 100 Players list earlier this year. How much does that mean to you to know that your work is actually paying off and you made these accolades and becoming one of the best centers in the league?
Yeah, it's obviously a blessing, to get those accolades and stuff. But for me, it's focusing about what you can improve. You can never stop improving. You can never reach the top. You're always going to keep improving. You can keep learning all those things. So for me, it's a great feeling getting the recognition and everything. But for me, I know there's stuff I need to work on. So I'm hungry. I'm hungry to come out here and grind, get stuff going in training camp. So it's been fun. I'm so hungry I could eat Matt McMullen. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun getting out here and working and grinding.
Was that a
Huh? Yeah. Yes.
Neil. Super Bowl, and every time I watch this NFL Network this summer, that's all I saw. What drives this offensive line? I mean, what do you guys think about going into the season?
Yeah, for us, we learned from it, and we're moving past it. We have a lot of stuff to work on, and we know that. And for us, it's improving every single day. So you learn what you can, and then you move on, and you're ready to get that feeling off you. So we're looking forward to getting in here, working, training, going against the great D-line that we have, and just improving, and ready to show it week 1.
Four more. Let's start over there.
Obviously, Josh coming out of Ohio State, he's had a lot of experience, especially in the national championship. What is your main takeaways from
Main takeaways from him?
Yeah, like what impact you can make from him.
Yeah. No, obviously extremely talented. You can see it on the field. Moves really well, very athletic and very strong. I mean, he's got his first punch is insane. He's got a ton of stuff that just a lot of people don't naturally have. So with him, it's been awesome to see that stuff, and he's been working it really well. But another thing with him is that he has that drive. It's been really good to see him working, doing extra stuff after practices. Focusing more in the meeting rooms, taking what he can, studying on his own. It's been really good to see, and you can tell he's very mature and professional about how he goes about business, and it's been awesome to have him.
Reid, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Trey Smith the other day. This is your first time since your rookie year you won't have Joe Tooney on your left. What do you think you'll miss the most not having his presence in that locker room?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, he was a talented player. Obviously, he's all pros, all that stuff. He's one of the best guards in the league. So, you're gonna miss that, but also just the camaraderie. He was a great teammate, great mentor. Always kept the room with good morale. Always cracking jokes, being funny, but doing it in the right time and leading the right way. So he set a good example for me and Trey to follow these past 4 years, and we've learned a ton from him. So I'm extremely thankful for the time I had with Joe. He was an awesome teammate and a great leader.
How much you're looking forward to seeing Travis and Happy Gilmore too?
Really excited. Yeah, I don't really know how big his role is or what he's doing in it, so I'm excited to see it though. Happy Gilmore is an awesome movie, so I can't wait for the sequel.
Reid, you touched on this, but just with Josh Simmons, when he was drafted, a lot of people were talking about his health. What's the progress that you've seen for him to get to training camp? Got to be enough.
Yeah, well, you could tell all OTAs, it was something that he wanted. He was working nonstop on it, making sure he was getting healthy as quick as he could. So that was awesome to see, and he's moving really well, playing really well right now. He seems to be fully healthy, and he's getting after it. So it's been a lot of fun to see.
So who challenged you to say that you were so hungry you could eat Matt? What's the story here?
I don't want to get into it. I don't know. We can talk about it another time.
What's that first day of pads like when you finally get somebody?
Yeah, it's exciting. We've been doing all these practices, all OTAs, everything, non-padded. So it's hard to get, a real look of what guys can do in the run game, what they can do full speed. So it's exciting, just getting out there, putting the pads on, getting that first 9-on-7 period going. You get to see what guys are made of. You have a general idea right now, but you can't really tell until the pads come on. So I'm excited to see, the guys compete, get after it, see the physicality, and grow from there.
Thank you, Humphrey. Thank you, Kareem.
Thank you.
This last year of your rookie deal, just tell me what you're thinking going into this season for yourself. Expectations you have.
Yeah, I mean, it's I try to keep my mind off that as best you can. That can become an unnecessary stress on yourself and on your shoulders. So I just look at still being selfless, doing what I can for the team, not trying to do too much, still doing my job and doing what I can, but at the same time growing and get better.
How much do you relish being able to do a variety of jobs?
Yeah, I mean, with Spags, you got to pay the cheese tax, man. It's you got to work hard. You got full effort. You got to make plays in different positions. So with him, like being able to line up anywhere and him asking you to do that, it's a really big privilege. And talking with him now, it's just trying to extend it more and more, and open up my game as much as possible.
you're pretty emotional after the Super Bowl. How much does that game motivate you for this season?
You know, it was hard. Obviously, we were extremely privileged and blessed, and to be able to do what we did. But it's the same thing with the Super Bowl win. You know, last offseason, it's like that was great, but we got to learn from where we messed up and get better from there. And losing is obviously a lot worse feeling and extreme. And all of us hate losing more than we love winning. So we're taking more and more as much as we can from what we did wrong, but you know, just building on it, flushing the emotions out of it. We're at the point where you get like the emotions are flushed out, and now it's all about just getting better.
How long did it take to flush those emotions out and get over that loss?
You know, for me personally, I can't speak for anybody, but you know, I was kind of moping around all off season a little bit. You know, once we got in the building again, I'm like, all right, you know, it's time to turn the page and, you know, work on something new here.
You feel like that can be used as motivation now?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I don't like feeling with that. Like, obviously, you know, we're gonna work regardless how we feel, but we're gonna use that feeling and know, like, okay, we can get where we want to be, but we also have to understand like what it feels like to, you know, come that close, but, you know, lose like that.
Back to the authority and talking about how much Nick Bolton means to the room. I guess from a player's standpoint, what does he mean for you and for the entire defense?
Oh, he means everything. When he's on the field, it's just different. You guys can see it, I'm sure. He just, not only his play, his leadership, his loud, bold communication, just his positivity. Like, you go down the list of what a leader is, and, you know, everything. It's like Nick Bolton checks the box. So it's just, it gives a boost, and like it boosts morale to the whole team and makes everybody play better around him.
How much pride do you take in special teams and this success that you've had on special teams?
Yeah, no, it's huge. Obviously, I'm not, you know, every down linebacker for the most part. You know, I got a certain percentage of snaps, and obviously looking to extend that. But, you know, I want to play what I'm playing. I want to be the best of what I can be. Whether it's, you know, punt, kickoff return, Sam linebacker, filling in for Buck, you know, whatever it is. Like, we got a good, like, core unit of guys that have been here now on special teams that are leaders, and, you know, we're looking to be better and better. And obviously we got Coach Tobe, who's a legend, so just continue to climb the mountain.
You mentioned wanting to extend the number of snaps by 10%. What do you do during the offseason as far as trying to do that?
You know, it's just working with different coaches, taking techniques that I've learned, you know, from the guys in the team, different specialists and stuff like that. Continue to not only, you know, lift and condition. You got to think about it like, all right, there's a whole other side of things. You got to actually, you know, work on the skills that you feel uncomfortable with and get that repetition down so you're more comfortable in those positions.
Leo, you talked about a Mopey Leo. What does a Mopey Leo look like after the Super Bowl, and how'd you get over it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little dramatic. I'm not sitting there like hanging my head, like I'm still working. But, you know, my wife's like, all right, come on, like, you need to be a little more positive about things. I'm like, you know, it's like a week afterwards. I'm like, you know, whatever, screw this. It makes you like pissed off at yourself too. Like, I don't like feeling like this. I don't like looking like this to my wife, my family. I'm like, all right, let's, you know, that's another motivation. You know?
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Leo.
All right, thank you.
Coach mentioned that you get the benefit of a full off season now in preparation. How much is that going to help you, and how good do you feel right now as far as your body and your condition?
You know, it's going to help me a lot, you know, tremendous. And, you know, to be able to get a full off season and be out here in these, you know, hot boy summer days and, you know, just able to work with the team and, you know, eat healthy and stuff like that, you know, so it's a big advantage.
You jumped right in and had a heavy workload right away last year. Did you do anything different this off season as opposed to past off seasons to prepare yourself?
Oh, for sure. You know, I was more locked in, staying, you know, on schedule, you know, because I didn't know when I was going to, you know, get picked up or when I was going to have the opportunity or if I was going to have the opportunity to play again. So, you know, I stayed on top of things, just, you know, off season, made sure I stayed in good shape from OTAs and just able to, you know, keep building on what I've already built.
Where were you when you were at this time? What were you doing?
Honestly, I was in Cleveland. I was, you know, hanging out with my family, taking my boat out every day and just, you know, working out, staying in shape, man, waiting on the call, you know, so I was honestly, you know, I wasn't trying to celebrate my birthday, but I got to celebrate my birthday, so that was cool.
NFL people around the league call you the best short yardage back in the NFL this offseason. Did you ever think you would
wear that label, and do you take pride in that?
I mean, yeah, I take pride in whatever, I do. And, that's one of those things. Those are big-time plays. People don't understand, how hard to get those 2-3 yards and, punch it in. Those keep the drives alive and, get us more opportunities to, make big plays. So, that's one of those things I take pride in, and, it's a mindset thing.
What's the secret to kind of keeping that pile moving for another yard or two?
I mean, keeping these legs driving, man, that's the biggest thing, and not being tackled by one person, being able to, carry a person for the extra 3-4 yards, even if you're hitting the backfield, just finding a way, man.
You had a pretty big workload last year. How do you feel like your body came through that as you progressed late in the season and then in the offseason as well?
I think I did the best I could for sure. With taking care of my body, it wasn't easy, but I feel like later in the season, in the playoffs, I start really getting a groove, and it's hard to really simulate going out there and getting hit, training and stuff like that. Like, my track coach isn't gonna line up and tackle me or try to chase me down or anything like that. It's a different type of speed out there from training by yourself and just working out and stuff.
That maybe you didn't get last year then? When I say this, I mean just being up here in training camp every day then?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an advantage. I get to, be around guys who pushing me, guys who challenging me each and every day instead of, me trying to, push myself, by myself, working out and staying in shape and making sure I hold myself accountable of what I eat, what I, do in my off time.
How much fun do you have with Isaiah and the rest of the running back off the field?
Oh, we have a great time, man. We just always, clowning around, having fun, and, just joking around. And then when it's time to play ball, we take it very serious.
Kareem, you've talked about eating healthy a couple times here. What have you changed and what have you cut out? What are you missing?
Oh, man, I'm just cutting out fried food and stuff like that. No fried chicken, no stuff like that. And, no snacks, no little Debbie's or nothing like that. So, so it's just, one of those things you just got to get your body, right for the long run. When I'm 35, 36, I could do all that.
Little Debbie's your favorite snack? Is that tough?
Man, I love Swedish fish, man, and Twizzlers.
We'll go a couple more. We'll go Nick, Matt.
Kareem, what's the experience like on the first day in pads? What's the emotions coming out on the hill that day?
What, first day in pads? I mean, you got to bring it, man. Everybody's out here trying to fight for a spot, and, people going to give you their best effort, and it's all for a good cause. We're just trying to make each other better out there. So, you just got to bring your game.
You said last year you were working out this time. Were you fully recovered and rehabbed at this point? Could you have been in the camp health-wise last year?
Yeah, I could have been in the camp. I was just, overcoming those injuries. I had my sports hernia surgery in February after the season, and I was recovering, and I honestly could have been in the camp for sure. But, it was just one of those things that, you just got to wait for an opportunity, a call, and it happened to be here. I honestly, I don't think so. I mean, it was just, God must have had his hand on my shoulder or something, because it's crazy how, things go in full circle.
Kareem, your fellow Cleveland native, Travis, is going to be on Have You Go More 2 tomorrow night. How much are you looking forward to that? Is there a watch party involved?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess we're going to watch it sometime soon, man. That's pretty cool, man. I can't wait to see his acting skills, man. I'm going to clown him if he do something silly, so... it's just a big deal. I can't wait to see it.
Thanks, Kareem.
Yep, thank you.